Welcome to the first episode of Dallas Decoded. I'm your host, Sam, and please forgive my 2008 audio-visual equipment. Forgive the wind noise and the dog barking in the background because this is my first time doing this. Dallas Fort Worth is home to about 8 million people, and it's also home to thousands of species of animals. But some of the coolest animals in the city aren't actually outside in the parks and in the streets. No, they're actually in houses, just like that one. Today we're going to be interviewing my sister-in-law, Naria, about her pet ball python. And hopefully, if we can get to it, we'll interview my brother about one of his tarantulas. Now, yes, snakes and spiders are both native to Texas. However, my brother has spiders from Costa Rica, Honduras, and Mexico. And my sister's python is from Nigeria. Now, obviously, all these animals are actually born here, but they're not native to Texas in any way. They are exotic pets, and that's what this episode is going to be about, exotic pets. So if you'll join me, I would love to show you some exotic pets. Come on with me. This is my home. This is actually where I live. And in here is my sister's snake, which is a fire buttermorph ball python. And my brother's spiders, which include a Costa Rican zebra spider, a Mexican curly hair, and I'm not exactly sure about the other one. I think it might be something from Honduras. But if you'll please join me, I think we'll have a good time in here. Come on.
Hello, my name is Naria, and this is Boober here. I've had him about 2 years, and he's pretty cool, man.
2 years already, huh?
Yeah.
What kind of snake is he?
He is a fancy ball python.
Fancy. What made you decide to get a snake?
I just started doing some research about them, and I got interested, and also they're just really easy pets to take care of. They hardly take any, like, sorry, I lost the words for it.
It's okay.
They hardly take any care. They're more of an observant pet.
They pretty much take care of themselves so long as you feed them. Yeah. After 2 years, do you still enjoy caring for them?
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite things about it is I get to watch him grow. He actually just shed recently, and he gets a little bigger every time. And he actually still has a little bit on his tail left from, he hasn't completely shed it all off yet. But he's getting there. And when they shed, an interesting thing about them is their eyes will turn blue before they shed.
Alright. Have you noticed his color change significantly every time he sheds?
Yeah, when I first got him, he was very light, like especially these brown colors here. They're a lot lighter. He's basically maintained the same pattern, except that these parts that are darker have gotten just darker the more he sheds.
Alright. Do you ever plan to get more snakes?
Yes, my next one I'd like to get is a Western hognose.
What can you tell me about those?
They are rear fang snakes, so if they do try to bite you, you won't really get bit. And they're also just very calm. They got very small faces, and they're also very easy to take care of, just like the ball pythons.
Okay. How often do you feed your snakes?
Once a week, every Thursday. And he used to eat small mice, frozen small mice. But now, because he's getting bigger, we're feeding him medium mice. And as he grows, we'll up his mice the more he grows.
Alright. Does it make you squeamish to feed him mice?
It depends on the mice, because they're all different, but not really. It's really easy. They're frozen. You just put them in a bowl of water, pop them in the microwave for a minute, and bam, you got a nice hot meal for your snake. If you cook it too long, they will burst on you, though, so just to keep that in mind.
Ooh, nasty.
Yeah.
Would you recommend snakes to anybody looking for a new pet?
Definitely pythons, because they're just generally more calm and docile. Don't go and get a poisonous snake right off the bat. You want something that's like a constrictor, like a python, or even a western hognose rear fang snake, so that way if they do try to bite you, you won't get bit, basically, because since they're rear fang, they can't bite you.
Do you ever have any plans to get any poisonous snakes?
No, I don't. I just don't think it's worth the risk of being bit. She has never bit, though, so that's a good thing.
Alright. What's the most positive thing you can say about owning a snake?
They're just really fascinating creatures to watch, and it's cool to see them grow up and change their colors over the years. I got him when he was still pretty little. He was only like a few months old when I got him, and he's gotten considerably bigger, and over time he's going to get bigger. But I don't know. He's also very calm. He's one of the calmest snakes I've ever had. That's always a plus.
I see Andrew's coming in the door there. What are some negatives about owning a snake?
Just the fear of getting bit, really. He's not poisonous, so he won't hurt you, but it probably definitely will hurt.
Yeah.
Also, if you get a constrictor that's a bigger constrictor, like a boa constrictor, then there is a possibility that they could get too big and they could squeeze you to death.
Right.
So you do want to avoid that. He's not going to get big enough to squeeze me to death, so that's a plus.
That's good.
And
he can bite, though, right?
He can bite, and he's only false striked at me once, and that was only a one-time thing when I first got him. But other than that, he's actually very calm and very chill. He's extremely strong, though. His muscles he's basically just one giant muscle. He's stronger than probably your whole body if you really compare it. It's like just the grip that he has.
Alright. Okay. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that just fun? Snakes, I tell you something, snakes. They're magical. Here's some more fun facts about the ball python. Is that in the Igbo tribe of Nigeria, they are considered to be sacred, and that dead snakes will often receive funerals. They're called ball pythons because they roll into a ball shape when threatened or scared, and cannot be unballed until under their own volition. In Europe, they're called royal pythons because African kings would wear them as jewelry. They also live in termite mounds. Alright, in the wild they live in termite mounds on the hot African savanna because it's too hot out during the day. And despite living in a really dry place, ball pythons love to swim. Now I'm going to talk to you about spiders. Alright? Spiders. So what are you feeding it?
These are Flukers gourmet style mealworms.
Alright.
They smell like cat food.
Alright. So what made you decide to get a tarantula?
Geez, I don't know, I just kind of always wanted one. I originally wanted to go out and catch one in the wild, since this is Texas and this is one of their natural habitats. Yeah, this one has always had a really poor feeding response. Anything I could try to feed it
Kind of just cowers from.
Yeah, usually you gotta put the food in, and if it decides later, it'll eat it. I only have to eat about once a week.
Cool.
I'll give it a few.
Are you ever squeamish at all around these guys?
No, I mean, I would be if it was on my hand or something, but otherwise, I mean, not to just look at them, just to observe them, no.
Cool. Would you recommend tarantulas to anybody looking for a new pet?
Probably not. They're not really a companion pet. It's not a pet you can hold. I mean, they don't require a lot of care, depending on which one you get. They're, actually a lot hardier animals than you would think, but they're not the type of pet that you can really they're kind of like a pet rock. When they are out on the surface, they spend most of their time sitting there doing nothing. And then beyond that, this one, for instance, can burrow in its hole, and I can go literal months without seeing it within that hole. So they're pretty comparable to a pet rock. They're what you call an observatory pet, not a companion pet. You can look at them, and they're cool, and they're interesting. You can record what they do, but beyond that, there isn't going to be a whole lot of interaction between you and your spider.
What's the coolest thing you've ever seen them do?
Probably molt, or anytime you actually can catch them eating. That's pretty cool, but that's definitely something that would make most people kind of squeamish.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of messy eaters, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you plan on getting more tarantulas in the future?
If I had the space and a better setup, definitely. I could really use a better way to heat the tanks. For right now, just because of the restrictions of my room, I don't really have a lot of available space for that. But otherwise, yeah, I definitely would.
Alright. So this one is the zebra spider, right?
Yeah, Costa Rican zebra. If I had it in front of me, I could tell you its actual classification. It's like, formal name, but...
FinePix800.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know why I remember that, but I do.
I used to have it on the outside of the tank.
Yeah, that's the tank you got Boober in now.
Yeah, which was definitely a lot more space for this one.
And this is this a Mexican or a Honduran curly hair?
This is the Honduran curly hair. Actually, its old water dish is still in here. It's completely buried in, is what's happened. Wow, that's a pretty weird thing it did with its dish back here. Look at how strong their webbing is. It just holds all this dirt and everything in place.
That's pretty cool.
However, most of the time it chooses to just burrow down there in the front. We might actually be able to get it to come out on top.
Oh, they're thinking of developing a synthetic spider silk to use in bulletproof vests. Because pound for pound, spider silk is stronger than Kevlar.
I wouldn't know about that.
So is there a personality difference between this one and the other one?
Wow, you are attacking my tweezers here. Okay, you can have that.
It belongs to the spider now. That's climbing it.
You can let me have that. This one is actually showing a lot more aggression than I've seen it shown in the past, which means it's probably very hungry.
Yeah, I might actually get to see this one eat, huh?
Well, you and me might get a good view of it, but I don't know how good of a view it would be on camera.
Yeah. I can sort of see what's going on here. Is there any particular species of tarantula that you'd love to have?
Definitely Goliath bird-eating spider, just because of the size of
Yeah. That seems to be the ultimate goal for any of them. Let's get as big as dinner plates.
Oh, so you wanted the straw, but you don't want that, huh?
I would like that.
They're kind of funny, aren't they?
Yeah.
I like how I just started pulling the straw in.
Yeah, they're actually surprisingly strong.
Yeah.
I could feel its grip on it.
Wow.
Wait.
That's amazing.
He doesn't look like he wants to come out today.
No, that made him pretty ornery.
I see that.
Probably his hair's on. Probably kicked hairs at him.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this one actually can't kick hairs like this one can. So if you see it kick, you definitely don't want to breathe the air after that's happened.
So they call those urticating hairs.
Yeah, that's really the spider's main defense. That's why you're most likely not to get bitten, because the spiders don't like to waste their bite on things that aren't food. So they have urticating hairs, which are essentially like fiberglass when they touch your skin and enter your lungs.
Ooh.
And that's primarily their main defense mechanism. Now, that's mostly common of New World tarantulas, ones that come from North and South America. Those are the ones with urticating hairs. Old World tarantulas, the ones that come from, you know, Asia, Africa, those ones tend not to have the urticating hairs. They tend to be a lot more aggressive and a lot faster because of that.
And more poisonous, right?
Depending on the species, yeah.
So
those ones can be a little crazy.
So by that logic, there's 4 different classifications of tarantula: New World, Old World, terrestrial, and arboreal.
Well, yeah, they can be mixes of the different classes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually kind of concerned because this one has a naked butt.
It's not a healthy sign?
If it's a male, it could be that it's getting too big for its skin and it's going to die soon because it can't molt, or it could just be dehydration or stress. However, I don't see why this one would have any reason to be stressed, considering it's been completely untouched in its hole for many, many months.
So do you still enjoy caring for your spiders?
Yeah, obviously the funnest part about it is, for the most part, setting up the cage or the terrarium and putting them in, and then watching them, you know.
Interact with their environment.
Yeah, once they kind of settle down into a spot, the only really interaction you're going to get is maybe once in a while to check on them, you know, the few times they do come to the surface. And again, it all depends on the spider and the species and the setup you have. But
okay, so I've got about 4 minutes of filming time left. I'm going to leave off.
You're going to want to cut this up so it...
Yeah. I'm going to cut
He's
some.
definitely, he has to edit half.
Alright, so I got about 4 minutes of filming time left. I'm going to wrap this up with a few quick questions. What are some of the biggest positives of owning tarantulas?
Fuck, that's a hard question. Obviously we can edit that. Biggest positive. I don't really know how to answer that question.
Watching them grow.
I don't know.
That's your response for the snake.
But that's kind of the same with spiders, though. Watching them grow and...
I don't really know a positive to having these.
Oh, and what's the biggest negative?
Fear of hairs or getting bit.
Would you consider finding the space for them to be a negative?
Actually, they don't take up a lot of space at all. Actually, yeah, that is one of the positives about it, but one of the positives of owning a tarantula is that really they don't need a lot of space at all. When I started when I got my first tarantula here, I had a tank for it that was about twice this size, which was actually a huge oversight. They don't need near that much space. even a spider about that size with a little more dirt in the tank would probably be comfortable in something like this. Would actually probably be even more comfortable in something like this, because spiders like to be, you know, in a close environment. They make their hole, they make their burrow, they have their little habitat that they feel safe, and actually more space can stress them out. So really, as long as your tarantula's not too big, it can easily be comfortable in something like this. And as long as you have a light source or a, you know, heating pad, depending on your spider's needs and temperament, you can pretty much get something like this and just put them anywhere. That's why they're so easy to collect.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for being such a good sport and helping me out today.
Yeah, no problem.